Hey everyone, my name's Fen. I run a little thing called Fire Lotus Entertainment. Welcome to our YouTube channel. Today what I wanted to do was show you guys how to play one of the games that's up on our store now called Juggernaut. Alright guys, so here you can see all the pieces that come with the game. We have all these tile pieces you can use to make your board. We have a couple different kinds here. I believe there's 6 in total. If I can grab them all. Okay. I don't know how well you can see that with my finger in the way, but there you go. So these are your board pieces, and they will be the central to the beginning of your game. Here we have your Juggernaut pawn. It's bigger than the others, so you can set it apart easier. You have your player pawns for moving around the board. And there's 4 different colors, one for each player. Here you have your walls to block in other opponents and to try and slow down the Juggernaut. Here you have your hearth tokens so that your warp has a place to take you. And here you have the cards that come with the game. This one is your rules card. They give you all the rules for the game right there. It's a pretty simple game, so we didn't feel we needed to make a whole book for it. Here's your Juggernaut card. It tells you all the little things that the Juggernaut can do. And these are just like reference cards. Once you know, if you play the game enough that you memorize what these are, you don't actually need these. And here's the player card. There's 4 of these. And they'll tell you right here what abilities you can use based on which tile you're on. So you can see here, we have the water tile. It'll tell you here that prevents the Juggernaut from healing. Okay, so with all those pieces, I'm going to go ahead and set up the board, and I'll meet you back to show you how to play the game. So here's how the game looks set up. You can see we have a spread of tiles here. You can use however many tiles of whatever assortment, and you can design the board however you please. It doesn't have to be this way. I just chose a simple way just to show you how it's done. So when you go to start the game, after you build your board here, you'll put the Juggernaut on a random tile. You will place your player along with his hearth and a single wall all on one tile. And that's all it takes to set up. You'll see we're only using 2 players for this because we built the board pretty small. And we got our piles of walls here. Got our cards set up on the side. So, in order to play the game, players will take turns moving around and using their abilities. How you decide how you go first is completely up to you. We'll leave that one to a house rule sort of thing. You could roll a dice, play rock, paper, scissors, you could scream at each other, it doesn't matter to me. So, we're going to start with the blue player, then the red player, then the Juggernaut. So, in order to play once per turn, a player can move and then build a wall. And it has to be, the walls have to be attached to a wall that already exists. Now, if you choose, you can go ahead and play a spell from your player card here, because we are standing on a sky tile or a wind tile. You'll see move target player to an adjacent zone. So you can choose to take the red player here and move him to any zone that shares a wall with the one he's on. Now this can be useful in ways of moving him somewhere that's closer to being blocked in so you can move him from the game, or you can choose a co-op method and you can move him somewhere that has a spell that's more beneficial to what you're doing. So go ahead and we'll move him with that spell there, and then during his turn can move another spot, and we can build up a wall across here. And we'll go ahead and look, and he's on a sun tile, so we can restore a block that was demolished. There was no block demolished, so no big deal. Now, the Juggernaut on its turn can move one turn. Now, if there was any blocks, say somehow we had gotten all the way up to here, when he made this move, this block would be demolished and the Juggernaut would take 1 damage. Now, if the Juggernaut refused to move, it could stay on that block and it could heal 2 HP during that turn. It cannot use any of the abilities. All it does is move. So, somewhere along the lines of the game, you may find that people are starting to block you in. Well, this is not good. We're going to go ahead and try and do all that, and we'll switch these guys just for effect. So let's say, because you're blocked in and he's right here, you can't move. Players cannot share a tile. That's why generally you want to build bigger maps so that you have more space to move around in. And players cannot move through walls. So, during Red's next turn, he can go ahead and block you in, and you've been removed from the game. Oops. Now, when that happens and there's only one player left, this one player is the winner regardless of whether or not the Juggernaut has been defeated. Because really there's no way, without taking a long time, of a single player defeating the Juggernaut unless it's already wailed down. Now, another way to win the game is if there's a number of players on the board and they defeat the Juggernaut, all players that are on the board are victorious. One other mechanic that this game has is these warp zones. That you'll notice, if I can pick up the card, there's no warp on here. I don't know if that's in focus or not, but there's not. You can trust me. So, these little black ones with the swirling purple pattern are the warp tiles. When a player moves to the warp tile, he can choose to move back to his hearth, which is why you laid one at your start position. So your start position is important throughout the entire game, not just at the beginning for where you start and where you start building walls. So, last one standing wins. Have fun, guys. Alright, guys, and that was Juggernaut. So, thanks for watching. If you liked the game, I hope you pick it up. There's a link down below. If you want to see any more footage from any of our other games, go ahead and click subscribe. Give us a like to help us promote. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you have a good day.